She's not what you'd expect. She's tough and feisty, but gentle and tender. She makes millions and gives millions to the poor. She cries, she laughs, she teaches, she comforts. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Hi, welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. Thanks so much for joining us today. Today is your Career Tip Tuesday. This is the day where you are going to focus on how can you make yourself better in the marketplace? How can you improve? What are some cool strategies, simple little things that you can do that actually raises your value in the marketplace? I got to tell you about a conversation I had last night with my son-in-law, who is 25 years old, bought his first property when he was 21, married at 19. 2 days later, he turned 20. Anyway, but he's had a dream to be a real estate investor. And today he's closing on his third property right now. And actually looking at 3 more on top of that. He's in the middle of negotiating on 3 more properties on top of the third one that he's closed on. So that would make it 6, right? So he has a goal by the time he's 30 to have 10 properties. The kid is really amazing. Really, really proud of him. He's been plugging into the materials at DaniJohnson.com since he was a teenager, utilizing them. He and his wife, my daughter, Erica, in my opinion, they are an incredible young model couple. Even though there's days where they feel like they're not, I look at them and just go, wow, you guys are amazing. So anyway, my son-in-law and I last night were in a conversation, and he actually is an insurance agent. And he said that, he goes, it blows my mind how many people my age come and can't pay their insurance bill. And he says, and I had this one kid who's my age come to me and say, man, I don't have the money this month, blah, 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 blah. And he said, and I just looked at him and I said, dude, don't be thinking about who you can borrow the money from. Go be thinking about how you can add value to someone so you can make the money to make this very small payment to your insurance bill. And so the guy just went, oh. And I sat there and I went, Zach, you're so smart. This is amazing. It's true. Because so often that we find ourselves in money trouble, we sit there and we say, okay, well, who can I borrow it from? I can borrow $20 from this person. I can borrow 20 from that. I can go get it from over there, right? That's generally what we do. But he just flipped that switch and he says, Dani, it's the law of value. And it is. The law of value. We wrote about that in this book, First Steps to Wealth. I'm sure if you are a faithful viewer of the Dani Johnson Show, then you probably already have this book. You've already devoured it and you've already implemented it. But if you're not, you're brand new, you can get a free copy of that book on our website, DaniJohnson.com. But it's about value. It's about adding value in the marketplace is how you actually raise your income. So what value are you bringing to the marketplace? Today, we're going to talk about different serious, easy strategies. And actually, this one is kind of a hidden thing. This is like something that most people would never, ever think about. Wouldn't it be great if there was a strategy that could help you think quicker on your feet, could have your emotions be much more balanced, to help your concentration be longer, therefore you can focus longer, and focus has high value in the marketplace today, no question. We're living in a very distracted world, and so whenever a company can find somebody that actually has the ability to focus, that person quickly rises to the top of an organization. So check this out. Harvard Business Report reported that regular exercise can result in improved concentration, sharper memory. Could you use some of that? So rather than going and buying some nutritional supplements to help your memory be better, wow, let's try some exercise. Faster learning. Wow, rather than buying some of those essential oils. Now listen, I've got a house full of essential oils myself. I'm a big fan of them. However, how interesting how we will quickly reach for a supplement to give us faster learning, sharper memory, or improved concentration. We'll do everything not to work out, right? Prolonged mental stamina. Do you need some prolonged mental stamina? Do you have those days where you're listening to this on the radio or on the podcast, and you're like, what is she doing? You know, that dumbfounded, that staring off into space, your eyes are totally glazed over, just like when you were in high school and you used to drink too much or smoke too much weed. Right? It's like this. It's Dumb and Dumber. It's Napoleon Dynamite. Okay, it's one of those. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so again, this report shows that regular exercise, prolonged mental stamina, that's the results, enhanced creativity. Oh my gosh. Okay. Do you need enhanced creativity? What about lowering your stress? Friend. Okay. So here's what I know. Have you had this experience? Have you personally witnessed? Did you add, like myself, some kind of a workout regiment to your week? You added a routine to your week that you didn't have before. I was a fitness atheist. I was actually an advocate against fitness. That's pretty sad. So I was a protesting fitness atheist. That's what I was. I was terrible about it. I took lots of supplements, lots of essential oils. I got regular massages. I ate really healthy. And then I found something. What I found was that I was losing muscle. I didn't change the way I ate from the time I was in my 20s till I was in my late 40s. The food stayed the same, but all of a sudden I was getting bigger even though the scale was saying the same. The scale had the same number, but my body was not fitting into my same clothes, of which I've got jeans that I've had for 14 years, right? Now all of a sudden I have a muffin top on those same jeans. What's going on? When you hit that. And the other thing, my memory was not as sharp. My body wasn't as strong. I couldn't lift a bag that I'd been lifting for 10 years. So this made me start to go, hello. And then, of course, fibrous tumors. And then, of course, being out of commission for 10 weeks after recovering from the fibrous tumors after surgery. That's when I went, something's got to change. Something has to change. When I started to research, I found out that we lose, disgusting, 65% of our muscle by the time we're 50. Disgusting. Didn't like that. Didn't like that at all. So then I was witnessing it. Yeah, my body's changing. I have more fat than I have muscle. This is not cool. So I changed it so I can actually be a testimony to exactly what we're just talking about. In my opinion, Harvard Business Report is telling the truth. But I don't want you to just hear from me. I want you to hear from some of our viewers of the Dani Johnson Show, our audience here. We have Sarah Michaels from Wisconsin. Sarah, what about you? Have you witnessed the same thing? Were you one that didn't work out before, now you do, and you noticed a difference?
I totally am. So I was actually a single mom. I had a 14-month-old, and I didn't work out. I was working a couple jobs, and I was broke and like 216 pounds. Wow. And once I you know what? My life changed when I started focusing on a fitness foundation and using food as fuel. Mm-hmm. It gave me the confidence to start my own business and pursue my passions. And after losing 72 pounds, my life totally changed.
Okay, hold on. How tall are you?
I am 5'3" and 3/4.
Oh my gosh! So you're a little rotunda girl, right? Because when you say 200 pounds, 200 pounds on a girl that is 5'10", she can hide it. She doesn't look like 200 pounds. It's like she still looks very, very good. But 5'3" and 3/4 and 200 pounds, that is a different equation.
I was the Willy Wonka blueberry girl for sure. Like I mean that, like I say that, I can say that lovingly now, but that is what I looked like. Yep.
Wow. So what woke you up?
I realized that I was in the doctor's office at my son's appointment, and I hadn't stepped on a scale for 10 months. I was in total denial. I'm like, as long as I can stretch out my extra large clothes, I'm only a size bigger than I was before. Mind you, they're maxed out. And I just was in denial. I kept telling myself I was fine, and it wasn't until I was sitting in the doctor's office and I looked to the right and I saw this full-length mirror. And here I was sitting in maternity pants, unbuttoned, just so I could sit down. I wasn't pregnant, in a maternity shirt. And I caught a glimpse at me, and it's like all the scales and the mirrors I tried to avoid just came to a head in that moment. Wow. And I got the courage to get up and get on the scale. And in that moment, I wasn't afraid to face the number because I knew in my heart that I'd already made the decision to change. Wow. And it didn't matter what the scale number said. And that's the moment that my life changed. And I went home that day and I sought out a fitness program, and yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so what did you notice when you started working out?
Oh my goodness. I went home and I researched like crazy. And in the first week of working out, I had energy. I got my confidence back, and that confidence got me out of a toxic, like abusive marriage. And then it gave me the confidence. So I'm feeling better about myself. I started a business from home, and I actually wouldn't have never done that. I wouldn't have been confident to talk to people.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to a gym. I actually got into Success from Home magazine because of my confidence, because of working out.
Wow. So working out, now, okay, let me ask you, like, did you like all of a sudden start working out 3 hours a day?
Nope.
What did you do?
I started out the very basics. You know, it was the best that I could do with where I was at. And it was a 30-minute workout. Mm-hmm. And for me at the time, it was challenging, but I just did my best. It was at home. I was too embarrassed to go to a gym.
Yep.
So, yep.
No, I started the same way. I started 30 minutes a day, and I personally hated working out. I didn't like any part of it. And I was like, so I had some videos, right? So it was me and my little $50 DVD player, because my husband confiscated my computer. He spilled a bottle of liquid on his computer. So I said, you can borrow mine. And then he confiscated the darn thing. And so now, and I don't have a television, DVD, blah, blah, whatever, in where I would need it. So I bought a little $50 DVD player, and I started putting in CDs. And I couldn't even make it through the first CD. I couldn't believe how weak I was. When it came time to do a push-up, I'm like, what? I couldn't even do one girl push-up. How pathetic. How pathetic, right? I couldn't even do one. Man, I just remember just like I thought I was going to die, man. I was so weak. But it's amazing what happens when you just start and you press play. For 30 days? I mean, for 30 minutes in a day? How many days a week did you do this?
I did it about 5 days a week, and I rested on the weekend.
Nice. Yep. So 30 minutes a day. And so were you like sucking air the first week? Like, like a bulldog who sucks all the oxygen out of a room?
I collapsed on the floor several times, like just in exhaustion and frustration and tears and sweat. But it was that first week, getting to that milestone was probably one of the biggest accomplishments that I can say I've had.
Yeah.
Pushing through that first week.
Yeah. My gosh. So you totally agree with Harvard Business Report. Better mental clarity, less stress, more confidence. Man, yep. I'm proud of you. Congratulations. You're an entrepreneur now because you, started working out. Imagine that. That is so incredible. So many people stayed defeated for so long. They whine, they cry about their weight, they blame their weight on their mother. Listen, my mom was 280 pounds at 5'5". So when I was 180 pounds, I was like, I'm just like my mother. No, I eat just like my mother who ate enough to be 280 pounds. That is an accomplishment, friend, at 5'5". Man, you got to be rather skilled with what you're putting in your body to gain that kind of weight. And here I was climbing up in my mother's shoes, and I was blaming her. I had to take responsibility for that one. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more after this.
Stay right here for more of the Dani Johnson Show.
My name is Jen Horling. It's my first time at First Steps. I just gotta say, my God is way bigger than my hair. These last 2 days, beyond what I could ever have imagined. I grew up in the church and thought, sure, I'm going to go to another conference, I'm going to make some amazing friends, I'm going to have some life-changing experiences. But I never expected to find the community and the genuine, authentic, real community that I found when I came here. And I did not expect to find a true leader. And I am just mind blown right now and so beyond grateful to be here. So thank you.
Did you know you can take the Dani Johnson Show with you wherever you go? It's never been easier to stay up to date with the latest content from Dani with the DaniJohnson.com app. Watch or listen in the car, at the gym, or on the go. Download it now from the App Store and Google Play and never miss a show again. Your family, business, and bank account will thank you.
Imagine living in a decrepit, unsafe hovel made of waste material on top of old mining tunnels that could explode and sink your home at any moment. Imagine no water to drink, no safe place to raise your children, no food for your starving baby. Imagine that your kids can't learn to read because they have to work to support the family instead of going to school. Could you imagine living in that kind of fear and hopelessness? This is exactly what poverty-stricken families are dealing with in Nicaragua. These families can barely meet their basic needs of food, clean water, and safe housing. But a miracle is in the making, and you can be a part of transforming Nicaragua. Be a part of this miracle. I want you to go to the website now and learn how you can help. Go to kingsransom.org and click on Nicaragua. There you can join with other warriors against poverty and help bring a miraculous transformation. That's kingsransom.org, kingsransom.org.
The way you look at things is about to change. And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
Did you know that working out can improve your time management skills? Yes, there's a study done by healthyliving.com about that very thing. And right when I read that, I'm like, it's really true. It actually can improve your time management skills. It improves your stress level, meaning it makes it reduce. It helps you think clearer, more creativity. All kinds of studies have been done on it. I used to be the one that went on working out. No, thank you. I figured that between my vitamins, my essential oils, my massages, and my healthy food, that I would actually be able to maintain good health. Beep, wrong answer. Food is fuel, and you must fuel your body and strengthen your body if you're going to maintain any bit of muscle. We are getting fatter as we get older, and that can't be you, and it will not be me. No way. So we've got Paul Graber. He's got some answers about this. So Paul, what about you? Are you one that believes in physical fitness, but not like, becoming our God with it, or, working out 4 hours a day, which some people compete and that's their life and that's okay. But what is your comment about working out? Do you agree with Harvard Business, this Harvard Business report?
I do, Dani. I definitely do.
Tell me why.
Well, going back as I was growing up and for many years of my adult life, I was extremely active physically, and, putting on extra weight or getting out of shape wasn't even an option. Mm-hmm. But in more recent years, having an occupation of being on the phone a lot or being on the road and sitting either way,
yep.
It's become obvious to me that, it's crazy that I'm on, in this conversation with you right now, because only a few weeks ago, the beginning of this year, I came to the realization that something has to change.
Yeah.
Something has to change. And it wasn't like, I've got 10 pounds that I want to get rid of, but it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But what really prompted me is that, I was going through my days rather disoriented and unfocused.
Yeah.
And that started bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a firm believer. I do a morning routine of about 15 minutes of stretching and then 20 to 30 minutes of aerobic exercise.
Nice.
Which makes a huge difference.
What's the difference that it's made for you? And you just started this a few weeks ago, which is awesome.
Yeah, beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I'm perfect. I've missed a few days.
Sure.
But, I just get up again the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
And the difference is I just feel better. Then right after that, the exercise and the shower and everything, I sit down and I do my prayer and meditation and reading, which I find just as important.
Mm-hmm.
So it's made a difference in being able to focus, making better use of my time, which I definitely can become a lot better even now yet.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that my mind kept going to when I saw your post and after I commented on it is Matthew 6, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of these crazy people who thinks a little bit outside the box. It says the light of the body is the eye. Mm-hmm. If therefore your eye be single,
yep.
your whole body shall be full of light.
Yep.
I just happen to believe that he's referring to our pineal gland, our third eye.
Mm-hmm.
And I also happen to believe that what we eat, exercise and all that,
yep,
definitely, but what we eat and drink has a huge effect
yep.
on that.
Yep.
And that if our body turns dark, then we obviously have issue.
It's death. It's disease inside of our body. It's mental illness inside of our mind. It's emotional, irrational thinking. Yeah, no, I think you're so on to something. And you, just as hearing you talking, that you feel like it's made such a big change in your life. It actually brought tears to my eyes, because I'm thinking back that it's been a year and a half since I started this little 30-minute routine. I kind of go back and forth into a couple of different types of routines, but pretty consistently 5 to 6 days a week, doing 30 minutes, and sometimes I do it twice a day. I was just sitting here hearing you share what the difference made in you, and I had tears in my eyes like, wow, this has really changed my life, and I really didn't think that it would. And to be honest with you, I started out because of vanity. I didn't want to be an old, weak woman, and I didn't want to be a burden on my kids. I didn't want to be a burden financially on my family because of health issues. And so then it was like, wow, the benefit is I am thinking clearer. I do feel better. My stress is different. I'm actually getting up earlier in the morning. I am managing my time better. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
Be sure to tell a friend about the Dani Johnson Show. It just might be the key to the breakthrough they need.
This is your chance. This is your shot. Get your copy of War on Debt right now. There's one waiting for you that has your family's name on it. And inside that package is freedom. Your freedom, your family's freedom is on the inside of that package. All you have to do is open it up, press play, and start applying what I teach you in this program. 888-757-8880. You and I are going to help your family become completely debt-free in the next 5 to 7 years. Just imagine how that's going to feel.
Did you know you can see Dani Johnson live and in person? Go to DaniJohnson.com and find out about our next live event. First Steps to Success. Register today. Call 866-760-8255 or go to DaniJohnson.com/FSTS.
Prior to getting to Dani Johnson's First Steps to Success, my husband and I were completely broke. We just filed bankruptcy. We lost our home to foreclosure, and we were on food stamps. After the second day of her event, we figured out where all our money was going. We got ourselves out of debt in 3 months. We paid off $18,000 worth of debt and are completely debt-free. And now we've finally created a life of our dreams. We've made a 6-figure business, and we're just doing everything that we want. So if you're thinking about coming to First Steps to Success, you've got to make it happen. Sign up right now and make sure you don't miss it.
Prior to plugging into DaniJohnson.com, I was hopelessly lost in addiction. My relationships with people, coworkers, family, friends failed. I was struggling under the bondage of debt, and I had no clear vision or purpose for my life. After attending my First Steps to Success, I've been able to pay off $7,000 in debt in about 4.5 months. I have a clear vision and purpose for my life. I can honestly say that my addictions are a thing of the past. If you're interested in changing your life in whatever way, in whatever area, you need to log into DaniJohnson.com, and you need to be at the next First Steps to Success.
Prior to coming to First Steps, I was miserable. I never talked to people because I thought I was shy, I thought I was boring, and I thought that I was destined to be alone forever. After coming to First Steps to Success, I broke through all of those lies. I built confidence, and I used the skills that I've learned there to get myself an amazing job where I will be put quickly into a position of leadership. So if you're ready to find out who you are, why you are the way you are, and how to get new skills to dramatically change your life, you need to join me at the very next First Steps to Success. No excuses, no delays, get registered now.
Hi, my name is Paul. I'm from Massachusetts. And before plugging into DaniJohnson.com, I was buried under a sea of self-doubt, fear, and my communication skills were non-existent. Sales non-existent as well. But after attending First Steps to Success, my sales have quadrupled, my fear has been lifted, and my relationships are better than ever because I communicate better than ever. If you want your life to turn around, all your dreams start coming to fruition, you are going to be at First Steps to Success.
Prior to plugging in to Dani Johnson, my husband and I were drowning in a sea of debt. I had broken relationships all around me of the ones that I cared most about, and I had started a company that was losing more money than it was making. And after plugging into Dani Johnson, we have paid off $196,000 in 13 months. My company has grown 90%, and I have relationships that I could never have even imagined with the ones I care most about around me. So I don't know about you. Maybe you're making all the money you need to. Maybe you're doing great. Maybe your relationships are phenomenal. But if they're not, I encourage you to get to the next first steps to success.
What multimillionaire do you know that volunteers their time to help ordinary people like you and me? There's only one. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
You might be thinking right now, Dani, I'm already a super efficient worker, on this, work-life tip Tuesday. If this is your tip that, working out actually will make you a better worker, I'm already super efficient. I'm already really good. Have you reached your max? And who are you comparing yourself to? Everyone else that's in the office that's overweight, who is not working out, who's eating really poorly and can't think for 2 seconds? Is that who you're comparing yourself to? Is it because you can think a little bit better than the average guy that somehow that's good enough? Come on, friend. 2018 is the year to play to win. And you're not going to play to win if you're playing against the little leagues, all right? You can always find some competition that's lesser than you to make yourself feel better about yourself. I'm talking about you winning big this year against you. So if you already think that you have great mental clarity, well, then I bet there's more mental clarity in there. Listen, my friends and my family, as well as my coworkers, have always said that my memory is like a steel trap. Well, guess what? That started to kind of shake a little bit. It did. Like all of a sudden, it's like, what's my name? No, it wasn't that bad. But I will tell you that all the details that I used to be able to remember, all of a sudden it started to get a little foggy. But because I still had better memory than everyone else that was around me, it didn't mean I had to change anything until I started realizing, wait a second, why would I want to let go of a great strength, and why not press ahead to make it stronger? Why not? Why not? Why not see where I can max out? Where can you max out in your efficiency, your time management? Where can you max out in a better attitude? Hello? Especially if you're like, I'm already super efficient. Well, your attitude sucks if that's what you think. You think higher of yourself than you ought. You certainly haven't pressed the best out of you. It's time to. If you want to get promoted in your career, you got to put out better. Better. Why? Because there's someone else better going to be climbing up beneath you. That's why. All right. So we're talking about, does exercise really change our life? Is it wise for us to find, the time to make it happen? The answer is yes, in my opinion. But Kimberly from Colorado might think differently. Kimberly, what about you? We're talking about, does exercise really make a difference? Have you experienced that? Or is this just a bunch of hocus pocus?
Actually, exercise does. And it's not just necessarily working out per se at a gym, but it's just being active in your daily lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But see, I was super active in my daily lifestyle, Kimberly. I was. I mean, I'm a busy mom. I'm a busy business person. But I can tell you that when I reached about 40, all of a sudden I wasn't able to lift the same bag I had been traveling with for 20 years. I mean, for 10 years. The same books, everything was exactly the same in the bag. And all of a sudden I'm on the airplane, girlfriend, and I'm that woman. I don't know if you've been on an airplane anytime soon, but girlfriend, have you ever seen that person that's trying to lift that bag?
Yes.
And you're afraid that bag going to drop on your head?
Yes, I'm one of those 40-something trying to carry a bag, and it's a 3-year-old son. Yes, I get you.
You see what I mean? And so when I started to see that, wait a second, this is the same bag. I'm the same person. What's going on? I didn't all of a sudden put 5 bricks in it.
Right.
I was getting weaker.
My opinion on the matter is, you do have to be active. And I do agree that exercise is great, working out. And I plan to go to a gym. However, what convicted me was not being active enough. And I came across the scripture, so mine's backed up from spiritual. Proverbs 13:8 says, whoever disregards discipline comes to poverty and shame. But he who heeds correction is honored. So if you've got a doctor or you've got a friend or you got a preacher or you got someone telling you, hey, you need to do this, it's going to make you healthier or you need to stop doing this because it's bad for your health, you should take heed. You should listen. You should apply whatever they're telling you. Try.
Yeah.
You know, because if you don't feel good, you're not going to be motivated. If you're down all the time, you're going to miss out on work, which you're missing out on your income.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
I'm speaking from experience. The more active you are, the better you feel.
Yes.
And the more you get rid of things that are not good for your health or add to your health, the better you're going to feel in the long run.
Yeah,
you can reverse the bad side effects of everything you've done to your life.
It's totally true. It's absolutely true. In fact, interesting that you said, because right away, you know those Fitbits that everyone's wearing, you know, that's tracking their steps or whatever? That kind of just made me aware of how much I was sitting, right? So look, I'm in the studio today, right? What am I doing?
Yes.
I'm sitting, right? I sit at my desk in my office, okay? I would sit at home and read. I would read for hours, right? And so that whole Fitbit idea just made me go, holy moly, how about go for a walk and read my Bible? And I did.
Right.
In fact, I remember waking up on a Saturday, right? On a Saturday going, I felt in my spirit, go walk 10 miles. I'm like, I've never walked 2 miles. 10 miles? That ain't happening, right? So then I was like, wow, I wonder if that's actually possible. So I grabbed my Bible because my goal was to read for hours that day. So I literally grabbed my Bible. And Kimberly, I just started walking with my Bible, and I walked 5 miles out one direction, turned around, came back, walked 5 miles. 5 plus 5 is 10. I couldn't believe it. That's
amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So
and I bet you had a lot of revelation on that walk as
well. Absolutely. And the main thing was like, wow, I was going to sit and read for all that time. But what if I go...
circulation.
Exactly. The circulation, you feel better. You have like real air in your nostrils, you know, from outside.
Cardio.
All of it.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are you going to do, honey? Because you said it's just from being active, but honey, we're going to lose muscle, lose strength if we don't, because again, you have to think about this. Kimberly, think about this. You have to think about us, our bodies, how we were made. And when man was first put on this earth, Adam and Eve, look at all the machines they did not have to do their laundry.
Right.
Well, they were naked. Anyway, after they were sent out of the garden. Okay. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. Okay. So anyway, so they didn't have washing machines and dryers, right?
Right.
So they didn't have all of the things, the food processors, right? The onion choppers. They didn't have the mixing machines to make the bread. They didn't have the oven, right? So they had to build a fire. So they had, which means they had to go carry wood. Do you know what I mean? Us women were much more physically strong, because our daily lives of just taking care of our family and our home and feeding everybody was a lot of work. Like, let's go get the food in the field. We have to plant, we have to till. Do you understand? We have to weed.
Very physical.
You know what I mean? We have to carry all this stuff. And we don't do that anymore.
Physical. Very physical.
Yeah. And today, you know, most of us are in offices or we're sitting in front of a TV and we're dying because we're sedentary.
Right.
So we got to do more because our bodies was made to do what it did back then. Our lives don't require that anymore. So we're not getting that lifting, working out, squats. We're not getting that stuff anymore. So what are you going to do to make sure that you maintain your strength, Kimberly? Because I caught it out of your mouth. You said, I'm going to go to a gym. That means you're not going right now.
That does mean I'm not going right now, but I am going to go.
When?
Actually, right now I spend a lot of time with my 3-year-old son. So that does keep me very, very active.
No. Kimberly, it's not about being active.
Soon.
Kimberly.
Soon.
First of all, check this out.
I'm working on the saving of the finances, you know, rearranging them, putting them where they go.
Okay.
Versus where they've been.
Okay, but listen to me. What if there was a way to do something for free in your house?
Oh, that'd be great.
You ready? Yes. Write this down.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of YouTube?
Yes.
There you go.
That's where I found you a long time ago.
Okay. So on YouTube, there is thousands of free workouts.
Okay.
That just use your body. Just your body. Right?
I'm in.
So if you type in body weight exercises, 30-minute body weight exercise, you could type in 30-minute body weight lower body exercise, upper body exercise. They're going to show you with your own body, so you don't need any equipment. It's just your body. Come on, girlfriend. Kimberly, do you remember back when we were in school? Do you remember our PE class? Do you remember we did sit-ups? We did push-ups. We did jumping
we ran across
jacks.
the gym. Yes,
You see,
dodgeball.
you can do that at home.
All that stuff.
You can do it at home. You can do sit-ups at home. You can do push-ups at home. You can grab a can of green beans out of the pantry. You can use that to do some curls, right? You can grab a piece of rubber and pull it apart. That does your back. I mean, there are so many creative ways to just do something at home with zero equipment. And if that's what you type in, no equipment, 30-minute workout at home. Bam. And you're going to start strengthening your body. Don't spend the money at a gym. You don't need to spend it at a gym. Just turn on your phone, go to YouTube, and tap that in, and you're going to find something. So, Kimberly, I want you to do it today. And I want you to do it with the 3-year-old. He will love to do it with you.
And let's add something to your show.
Do it. I want you to text me. I want you to put it on Facebook. I want you to tell me, Dani, here I am. I'm doing it with my 3-year-old son. He will have a blast with you. He will remember it. And you're teaching them he's going to have to take care of his body, too. Kimberly, thank you so much for calling, and I appreciate you. And I caught you. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. No, today it is the day you're going to implement it because we got to stay strong and healthy. Got to keep the body sexy. Even, yes, when we have grandchildren. I have 8 of them. Wow, how did that happen? 8 grandkids. Anyway, okay, so listen. You can do the same exact thing I just said to Kimberly. It is not that hard. Even if you're like, 30 minutes, that's so long. Start with 15. Start with 15 minutes. 15 minutes could really kick your backside. You'd be amazed, especially if you haven't done anything in a really long time. It's time. If you want to grow in your career and you want to make yourself more valuable in the marketplace, start with 15 minutes a day. You could do it on your lunch break. You could do it at home before you go to work, or you can do it after. You want to think clear? I would work out before you go to work. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
This is the Dani Johnson Show. Did you know you can take the Dani Johnson Show with you wherever you go? It's never been easier to stay up to date with the latest content from Dani with the DaniJohnson.com app. Watch or listen in the car, at the gym, or on the go. Download it now from the App Store and Google Play and never miss a show again. Your family, business, and bank account will thank you. Did you know you can see Dani Johnson live and in person? Go to DaniJohnson.com and find out about our next live event. First Steps to Success. Register today. Call 866-760-8255 or go to DaniJohnson.com/FSTS.
My name is Mario Johns. I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania. And I just want to share with you on April 14, 2013, that was the first day I heard the name Dani Johnson. And I was so inspired by her story. And I just had to find out, how did she go from homeless to millionaire? And it was just so inspiring to me. So I went on DaniJohnson.com and I started getting the daily emails, the daily fixes. And then after a while, I just stopped reading them for some reason. And August of 2013, it was 4 days before my first event. After work, I went on YouTube, and I typed in Dani Johnson's name came to my mind, so I typed it in on YouTube, and I sat at my kitchen table for about an hour and just listened to testimonial after testimonial. And it was just so inspired. I'm like, I have to get to this first steps to success. And I had no money. I didn't know how I was going to get there. The funny thing was, a week prior to this day, I got a credit card in the mail that I never asked for. It was a $1,200 credit limit. I was going to cut it up, but I figured I'd save it for like the emergency. I got my event ticket, my flight, and my hotel room. I maxed that sucker out, and I came down to Dallas, Texas. And the first 3 hours of the first day, I was just like in tears the whole time. I was just so blown away. It was something that I was just so hungry for. And prior to plugging in, I was a depressed, hopeless, suicidal drug addict. I hated myself. I hated life. I hated other people. I felt like a slave to debt, and I actually accepted debt as part of my life. I had toxic relationships, and I was, and since plugging in, I've been drug-free for 15 and a half months now. I paid off over $13,000 worth of debt in a little over 13 months. I've completely restored my relationships with my family, my friends. I have amazing friends today from around the world. I love my life, and this is just an honor to be up on this stage. But if I just want to say, if you're new here, one thing that I wish I did is one of my favorite products is War on Debt, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't been following that as like I should be. My first event, if I got War on Debt and followed that with diligence, today I'd be debt free. So I just want to encourage you, if you're new here and you have debt, I highly recommend getting that, because that's by the end of this year I want to be debt free, and that's my goal. So please help me welcome back to the stage America's favorite millionaire, Dani Johnson.
The way you look at things is about to change. And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
There's been studies that have proven that the best workers and those who bring value to the marketplace have something in common. Yes. It's not their smarts. No. It's not where they went to college. It's not how much they spent at college. It isn't even who raised them. This is going to shock you. Check this out. According to a study by University of Bristol, workers who exercise and eat healthy foods report positive increased tolerance, less temper tantrums, relieved anxiety and depression, heightened morale, and a greater sense of calmness. That sounds like a much more valuable player in the workplace. Check this out. This is another one. American Business Magazine reported that research shows obese workers have more difficulty getting along with coworkers and take more sick days than workers who exercise regularly. So who is going to be fired versus who is going to be kept? And it has to do with not where you were raised, not your degree, not how much you spent at college. No, it has everything to do with what? Exercising and eating healthy? You have to be kidding me. If you agree with this, I want to hear you. If you disagree with this, I want to hear you. If you are completely against the fitness world and you think it's like a bunch of baloney, well, then tell me why. That used to be me, by the way. I completely thought the same thing. In fact, we asked a question to our audience on Facebook. We asked, do you think that health impacts your work life? Why or why not? Ashley Reyes says, absolutely. I believe when our health and physical being isn't at its best, we struggle to put our energy in all areas of life. Isn't that so true? So if we are not, listen, I don't care if your job is, your profession is working at home, right? Meaning your profession, like my main profession for lots and lots and lots of years has been a wife and a mother and a caregiver of the home. That was my full-time profession. My part-time position was my businesses. And the fact is that even as a mom, what I found that prior to not doing anything physically, and mind you, I just started 1.5 years ago. I did, really small. I started walking. From walking, then I got a hold of some DVDs that were little 30-minute exercise DVDs that I couldn't even make it through. Like I couldn't even come close to making it through. Okay, so I'd always ate healthy. Whole foods, I cooked, make everything from scratch. Yes, I have, moments of like not eating healthy. But all in all, 85, 90% of the time I ate very, very healthy and fed my family very, very healthy. Every once in a while, you have your binge on some kettle corn or hot tamale candies or sugar babies. I'm getting chills right now just even thinking about these things. I'll tell you why in a minute. Look at my skin. I wish the camera could pick that up. It's just like my hair is rising even on my legs right now. My legs have chicken skin on it because of why? I really love food I shouldn't eat. That's why. And then here's another mistake that people make. They think that if I just work out, I'll lose weight. No, you have to eat healthy. In fact, 80% of a body losing weight has everything to do with the food. Only 20% actually has to do with working out. But what working out does is it improves your mental clarity. So does food, but it improves your mental clarity. You're going to have less stress. You're going to feel younger again. You're going to feel stronger. You're going to feel better in your clothes. And if you want your body to change, just dieting doesn't fix it. No, you've got to build muscle in order for that to happen. So I know from personal experience that this is actually a true statement. I love what Brian Bixby said. He says, I have no doubt that your health, both physical and mental, affect your work. I know they do mine. If I feel bad or tired, then it takes more work to get up and get started. If you are emotionally or mentally weak, stressed, angry, or upset, then it takes more to pick up that phone and to make that call or the calls you need to make. Then it takes even more energy to not let any of the feelings, physical or mental, not show through. So now you're fighting to not show how you're feeling inside. How you carry yourself is transmitted when you talk to someone, whether it is in person or it's on the phone. You know, this journey for the last year and a half, I completely agree with Brian, 1,000%. So if you really want to improve yourself, you have to consider, hey, am I doing some sort of physical activity? Something, whether you're that person that likes to do sports, start playing basketball a couple times a week. You're going to see an improvement. If you like to lift weights, go do that. If you hate working out together, start walking with a friend. Okay, so instead of gossiping on the phone, I don't think you should gossip and walk, but talk and walk. You can even learn Spanish while you walk, right? You want to learn a foreign language? Go for a walk for an hour and do your Spanish lesson straight from your phone. There's so many other ways to improve your physical condition, and it will improve your work at the office, and it will make you much more valuable. Joining me now is Cindy from New Jersey. Cindy, what do you have to say about physical fitness and work?
Oh, it definitely affects everything. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. I work as an EMT, so I see a lot of sickness and suffering and poor quality of life and no quality of life.
I have a question for you. As an EMT, that first of all, we have people that watch and listen to the show from all over the world. So explain what an EMT is.
It's emergency medical technician. There are a couple types. We respond to emergencies, and we also handle illness transports, medical appointments, dialysis, all kinds of range of health issues.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, in 10 calls, right? Because you're the person in the ambulance. So in 10 calls, how many are overweight?
It definitely is a huge factor.
Like how many out of 10? Give me a number. Out of 10, how many out of 10?
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10 are overweight.
Yes.
Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's a correlation there?
Definitely. Definitely. It wears on the body, definitely.
Let me ask you this. Are the other 3 physically fit?
No, not necessarily.
Wow. Okay, so you're saying 10 out of 10 are not physically fit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a nice little conclusion there. Like, here's an EMT. I mean, how many people have you picked up in an ambulance before? I mean, in your total career, like, just give me a wild number.
Probably 2,000.
2,000 people. And you're saying that largely 70% of them are overweight, and majority, none, 0 to 1, is actually physically fit. So if we want to stay out of an ambulance, we probably should work out.
Absolutely.
We should probably work out and eat healthy. That would probably help to save us ever having to meet Cindy in her uniform. I don't want Cindy or anybody to have to save my life. So I'm going to work out and eat healthy, even though I was a fitness atheist. We've got Henry from the Netherlands. Henry, what about you? How do you feel? Like, do you think that working out is wise? Have you seen any benefits from doing that?
Sorry?
Have you seen any benefits from exercising? Have you seen any work-related benefits to that?
Yes, yeah, I see. Yes, I lose 50 kilos to exercise with workouts by myself.
Wow. Wait a second. 50 kilos, you multiply that times 2.2. That's over 100 pounds.
Exactly.
Wow.
Now I help people with overweight.
Wow.
So I was very depressed, and I was really in a hospital for 6 years, and I come a lot of kilos on, and afterwards, God talked to me and give my heart to Jesus, and then change my life.
Wow.
And now I help people with my personal training business.
Oh my gosh. Henry, I'm so proud of you. This is like phenomenal. How amazing. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
The next segment might just change your life. This is The Dani Johnson Show.
Prior to getting started with DaniJohnson.com and First Steps to Success, we were spending absolutely every dime that we made. We were really struggling financially. Since plugging in to First Steps to Success just 4 months ago, we started a brand new business that is doing very, very well. We've paid off $4,500 in debt, but the most important thing is my relationship with my husband has improved like dramatically. I mean, we have so much more fun together. You know, I don't know about you, maybe your finances, you're doing great, maybe you're debt-free, maybe your relationships with your spouse, with your family are great. But if not, if you have some areas in your life that feel a little out of control or there's things that you need to work on, I highly recommend getting to First Steps to Success as soon as you can.
Prior to being dragged out to First Steps to Success, I was hopeless. I had no point to life. It was a day-to-day existence, working a job I despised for people I didn't respect. Deeper and deeper debt every year. You just couldn't get on top of it. I just had no hopes or dreams, none at all, and there was no point to life. But since coming out, we paid off $280,000 worth of debt, married the woman of my dreams. I came to love my job and the people I work for. I have all kinds of hopes and dreams. I get to watch them happen every day. I don't know what your life is like, you know. There's probably tons of hope. You probably know why you live and you got places you're going, but if you don't, you need to sign up for First Steps to Success. You go to DaniJohnson.com and you click on it and be here, because your life will not be the same if you do.
Prior to First Steps to Success, I was drowning in debt, I was terrified of my bills, and I wanted to travel, but I never had the money. And since coming to First Steps to Success, in the last 14 months, I've paid off over $18,000 in debt. I've gone on 6 vacations, and I'm not terrified of my bills anymore. So if you want to learn some proven strategies to really learn how to connect with people, take your life to the next level, all while having a total blast, you need to get registered for the next First Steps to Success today.
Prior to coming to First Step to Success, we were totally struggling, totally under the weight of $640,000 worth of debt, making $20,000 a month, but living paycheck to paycheck. So when we came here, and I realized that it takes a totally different skill set to keep money, to create wealth, than it is to make money. I have totally turned around our lifestyle. We have paid off $640,000 worth of debt in 2 years. We are debt-free as of June of 2013. I don't know where you're at. You might have all your finances in order. You might have a wonderful life. Your marriage might be all perfect and your kids are behaving. But if not, if one of those things is lacking, you've got to get here. Book your next event. You need to be here. You will not regret it.
Imagine living in a decrepit, unsafe hovel made of waste material on top of old mining tunnels that could explode and sink your home at any moment. Imagine no water to drink, no safe place to raise your children, no food for your starving baby. Imagine that your kids can't learn to read because they have to work. to support the family instead of going to school. Could you imagine living in that kind of fear and hopelessness? This is exactly what poverty-stricken families are dealing with in Nicaragua. These families can barely meet their basic needs of food, clean water, and safe housing. But a miracle is in the making, and you can be a part of transforming Nicaragua. Be a part of this miracle. I want you to go to the website now and learn how you can help. Go to kingsransom.org and click on Nicaragua. There you can join with other warriors against poverty and help bring a miraculous transformation. That's kingsransom.org, kingsransom.org.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
Well, friend, if Henry from the Netherlands, who just called in to this show, if his story did not convict you, you as one stubborn, rebellious, insubordinate fool, if after hearing a professional medic, a professional person who picks up people in an ambulance where she's doing transfers from a home to a hospital or hospital to hospital, or she's showing up because of an emergency, where she said 7 out of 10 of the people that she picks up are overweight. The other 3 are not physically fit. She has picked up over 2,000 people. And here this woman is saying, yeah, I wonder. Come on, friend. If you want to stay out of the back of an ambulance, you want to stay healthy, if you want to be better on your job. You heard Henry saying he was in a hospital for 6 months. He needed to lose 110 pounds. He's lost 110 pounds now. He changed his life. So he's happier. He's not depressed anymore. He now is helping to inspire other people with his personal training business. We heard at the very front of the show of another woman who had lost 70 pounds. She was 200 pounds at 5'3". And that inspired her to go into business for herself as well. So listen, here's your Work Tip Tuesday. Friend, if you want to be more valuable in the workplace, start lifting some green beans. Even if it's a can of them. Like, start doing something. Start doing something. The studies have proven it. We did a case study right here with our audience who have found the same exact thing that Harvard said, that yes, people who work out, they lose their depression, their stress goes down, they're much more calm, they're more emotionally stable, right? They're better producers in the marketplace. They think more clear. They have more creativity. Like, who doesn't want that? We all want that. And if you're a business owner, you might want to think about charging your team to get in better shape, because it's going to help them think more clearly. You might want to stop bringing candy and donuts to the break room. The next time I see that in my office, I'm going to shoot. No, I'm not. I'm going to shoot the donuts. Anyway, so do things like we do. We have a Fruitful Friday. Every Friday, instead of donuts, it's fruit. Encourages people to eat that beautiful, delicious, whole food that helps give the body energy, help them think more clearly. Instead of candy being delivered to everybody that pollutes their body, poisons their body, let's help each other get healthier. Let's help each other come together as a team and play to win in 2018. Let's do that. Listen, is this the first time you joined the show? If it is, be here tomorrow. Be here on Thursday, be here on Friday. Every day it's a different topic, but there is a theme. We talk about money on Monday. Tuesday, we talk about work tips to help you improve in your work experience. Wednesday, spiritual. Thursday is thriving, and Friday is family. We're here every single day. You can also go to DaniJohnson.com. If you've missed a show on our website, it says show. You can watch the show. You can watch all of the shows. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them archived on our website. You can just binge watch if you want to get help in all those areas of your life. And please leave us a comment on Facebook or on our website. We would love to get to know you. Hope to see you at our next live event. And you better start exercising tonight. This is Dani Johnson. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.
If this episode was an encouragement to you, go to DaniJohnson.com and share it with your friends now. You never know who else needs to hear it. This has been The Dani Johnson Show. Join us every weekday at 7 a.m. for more insights that will help you get to the life you've always wanted.